Have you ever felt like dealing with people is harder than any other challenge in your life? You try to explain yourself, you try to connect, you try to get others on your side, yet what you often face is misunderstanding, conflict, or even rejection. Imagine working late nights at your job, giving your very best, only to feel invisible because no one notices your effort. Or trying to convince a friend, partner, or coworker about an idea you believe in deeply, but instead of support, you're met with resistance or indifference. That is the painful reality most people live with. We don't really know how to handle people. We think success depends on intelligence, skills, or even money. But in truth, it often comes down to one hidden art, the art of human connection. That is the central promise of the secret to handling people. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. If you master this skill, doors will open, relationships will transform, and opportunities will multiply. The book starts with a simple but powerful truth. People are emotional beings first, logical beings second. Too often, we assume that if our arguments are strong enough, others will automatically agree with us. But reality works differently. If someone doesn't feel respected, valued, or understood, no amount of logic will break through. That's why the author insists that if you want to influence others, you need to focus on feelings first. Touch the heart, and the mind will follow. Ignore emotions, and you'll keep hitting walls. One of the golden rules is this: every person craves appreciation. People want to know that their efforts, their contributions, and even their presence matter. If you can recognize others sincerely, you will earn their trust and loyalty faster than anything else. And let's be clear, this isn't about flattery or fake compliments. Empty praise backfires, because people can always sense insincerity. Real appreciation means noticing genuine qualities or efforts and pointing them out. Imagine a manager saying, "I truly value how you always look for solutions instead of problems." That one sentence can ignite motivation more than any paycheck increase. On the other hand, criticism delivered carelessly can crush morale instantly. The book stresses that criticism rarely changes people. It usually just hardens them. Most people become defensive when attacked, even if they're wrong. So instead of leading with harsh judgment, shift your focus toward encouragement. Highlight what's working, acknowledge effort, and then gently suggest improvement. Picture this: a teacher sees a student struggling with math. Instead of saying, "You keep making mistakes," she says, "I like how you're trying different ways to solve this problem. Let's look together at a method that might help you even more." The difference? One approach shuts the student down. The other makes the student eager to learn. And here's another game-changing principle. People love to talk about themselves and their interests. If you want to win someone over, ask about their goals, their passions, their challenges. Shift the spotlight away from yourself. We all know that one person who dominates every conversation with their own stories, and we also know how draining that feels. Now imagine being with someone who listens attentively, asks thoughtful questions, and remembers what matters to you. That person becomes magnetic. That's the secret. When you make others feel seen and heard, they naturally want to be around you. Another powerful lesson in the book is the art of listening. Real listening is rare. Most of us listen with half our attention while preparing our next response. But when you practice full listening, making eye contact, nodding, reflecting back what you hear, you create a connection that feels almost magical. People don't just hear your words, they feel your presence. And once someone feels understood, they are far more likely to respect you, trust you, and even follow your lead. The book also teaches how to manage conflict. Disagreements are inevitable in life, but they don't have to become battles. Most people approach conflict with the goal of winning, proving they're right and the other person is wrong. But that strategy creates enemies, not allies. A smarter approach is to avoid direct confrontation. Instead of saying, "You're wrong," try asking, What do you think would happen if we tried this approach? That question opens a door to dialogue. You're no longer opponents. You're partners searching for a solution. Before we go further, let me pause for something important. If you're finding value in these lessons, take a quick moment to subscribe to Audiobook Lounge and hit that like button. I share powerful book summaries like this every single day, packed with practical wisdom you can apply immediately. Supporting the channel helps us keep creating this kind of content, and it helps you never miss a chance to grow. Now, let's dig deeper into the subtle strategies that make all the difference. One of the most underrated techniques is using a person's name often in conversation. A name is the sweetest sound to any individual. It makes them feel recognized and respected. But use it naturally, not excessively. Combine it with genuine appreciation, and you'll notice how warmly people respond. The book also reminds us that timing matters. Sometimes the smartest way to handle people is to wait. Not every conversation needs to happen in the heat of the moment. Emotions can cloud judgment. If you give people time to cool down, you create space for more rational and open dialogue later. Think about arguments in relationships. Most fights aren't about big issues. They're about bad timing and hot tempers. Learning to pause instead of explode is a superpower. Another lesson: let others feel ownership of ideas. If you try to force your plan on someone, they may resist out of pride, even if it's a good plan. But if you guide them gently to the conclusion, asking questions, dropping hints, letting them connect the dots, they'll embrace the idea wholeheartedly because they believe it's theirs. People defend their own ideas fiercely. That's why great leaders don't just give orders. They plant seeds and let others water them. The author also warns against the ego trap. Too many of us think, if I can just prove I'm smarter, people will respect me. But respect doesn't come from showing superiority. It comes from making others feel important. Instead of saying, I know better, ask for advice. Say, I'd love your perspective on this. You might actually learn something, and you'll certainly earn goodwill. Consider this practical scenario. Two managers need to correct an employee's mistake. Manager A says, you messed this up, don't let it happen again. Manager B says, I know you've been working hard and I appreciate your effort. There's one detail we need to adjust so it works perfectly next time. I'm confident you can handle it. Which manager inspires loyalty? Clearly Manager B. The difference isn't in the facts, it's in the delivery. The book emphasizes that the best leaders don't manipulate or dominate. They inspire cooperation. They focus on creating win-win outcomes. When both sides feel like they gained something, relationships thrive. When one side feels cheated or forced, resentment builds. And here's something subtle but powerful. Energy is contagious. If you bring positivity, patience, and respect into an interaction, others mirror it back. If you bring negativity, sarcasm, or aggression, that energy multiplies too. The way you handle people shapes not only their response, but also the culture of every room you enter. Think about your daily life. With family, with coworkers, with strangers at the grocery store. Every interaction is an opportunity. You can leave people drained, or you can leave them lifted. You can create enemies without meaning to, or you can build allies everywhere. That's why this book matters. It's not just about winning arguments, it's about winning relationships. Now, let's add one more layer. Patience. The author explains that mastering human relationships is not about quick tricks. It's about consistent practice. You won't become a master communicator in a day. But if you apply these principles regularly, sincere appreciation, active listening, respectful dialogue, you will notice small shifts. People will treat you differently. Conflicts will resolve more easily. Your influence will grow naturally. Remember, the true goal isn't to handle people as if they are problems. The goal is to understand them, respect them, and work with their natural psychology. When you do that, everyone benefits. You get what you want, and they feel good about giving it. That is the heart of ethical influence. So what is the ultimate secret to handling people? It's simple. Make them feel valued. Show them respect. Listen to them deeply. Highlight their strengths and avoid attacking their weaknesses. Do that consistently, and people won't just like you. They'll trust you, support you, and even fight to stay connected with you. Now I'll leave you with a question to reflect on, and I want you to share your answer in the comments. When you think about the people you respect most in your life, what is the one quality that makes you respect them? Is it the way they listen, the way they encourage, or the way they make you feel valued?